Oh my god, I'm so bored. Let's see a MysteriousMrEnter video. This video is so wrong. Let's begin, shall we?
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a fun review tonight.
It's gonna be fun commentating. And also, why did we make it so shutting down? You keep it a full screen, but that's besides the main point.
Because this episode is simply magical. It's very rare that an episode like this comes along, and I think it just puts a little twinkle in my belly. This episode is a deliberate response to critics.
No, it's not. I get it as short week, but it's probably best to get out of the way to have those like Teen Titans Go. I like it. This one episode I didn't like, but it's relatively harmless.
Or haters or whatever. Like, I don't think that even the fans of Teen Titans Go wouldn't grant me that. I mean, for one, a lot of the fans of any show hate when that show farts out an episode like this. Look, I don't know what to say. Calling out your critics always looks tacky, especially if you don't seem to understand where the criticism's coming from.
Oh, like how you got bashed on your personal cartoon blurring around and take all the criticism, but you might on that troll.
And watching this episode, it really seems like the show legit doesn't know where the hate is coming from. Granted, there are a bunch of bunk reasons people hate the show, like commercials claiming that it's everyone's favorite new show, or just because it replaced Young Justice. Those are things to get mad about, but they're not really the show's fault. But for every bunk reason I can think of, 5 legit reasons that the show is bunk. And after 100 episodes, it refuses to grow. Which brings us back to this episode, The Return of Slade. How does it start? Great! Horse ass. I thought we were past the stereotypes that bronies want to fuck horses, but gotta have those cheap shots and inside jokes.
How does bouncing pony butts imply that when Raven want to tap that? That punchline joke, it sucks.
Although it does remind me of something else I should be doing. Next time.
Titans! Crime alert! Yeah, so call the police.
Police in a superhero show? Wow, you guys are so fucking high. So we have an annoying, tedious scene where the Titans keep talking about Slade, almost like they're trying to build up to something. Let's see, here's one complaint that I don't see being hurled around enough. Your humor sucks! You tend to tell one joke the entire episode, and many of them go on way too fucking long.
Are we ready for this?
I won't beat myself for my last commentary, but your sense of humor blows. If you even have one. There's a good bit out there, I put it into blood, that shows that MysteriousMrEnter got completely humorous.
I don't know, but we have no choice. Titans, go!
You know, there exists an episode of SpongeBob, it's called Shuffleboarding. The first half of the plot makes it seem like they're going to be entering the shuffleboarding tournament, and they keep building it up. Then halfway through, surprise, there's no shuffleboarding, they already won the competition. Even giving that episode the benefit of shuffleboarding being as boring as fuck to most people don't like that episode. It's even worse here because, in all but advertising, this is a ratings trap. This trap plot was designed to get a very specific audience here and then dupe them into watching something else. It's dirty and underhanded. If they spend that amount of time into actually writing jokes or a plot, then who knows, the show might actually be decent. And to top all this off, there were some Teen Titans Go fans who legitimately wanted to see Slade. Okay, so what's the real plot that you lied to people about? Oh boy, that's the fun part.
It wasn't just the fight that was amazing. In the end, so many compelling storylines came together and resolved in such a satisfying way.
A perfect balance of the action and drama, along with light moments of the comedy.
Oh good, they did get around to watching the original Teen Titans. Hello, Mr. Strawman. So the Titans decided to celebrate kicking the plot to the curb. They want to have a party. Robin says that they can have any type of entertainment they want, to which Beast Boy and Cyborg want a clown. Starfire's afraid of clowns because, why not?
What did I do? What did I do?
Well, they entertain small children.
Okay, let's get right to the point. In this episode, clowns are a stand-in for cartoons. Savvy? Let's move on. First of all, Teen Titans Go people, you've picked a particularly bad metaphor. Mr. Pickles! Great for small kids. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you're talking about cartoons aimed at kids.
Star, clowns are the coolest!
Yeah, we love clowns since we were kids.
Yeah, clowns are great. For little kids. You guys are too old for clowns.
Hence why I know that this is a point-for-point metaphor. I'm not just pulling it out of my ass.
This also can be a satire of the 90s kid mindset. Also, why do I want the word satire? That's something that makes me love to talk about, and he presented poorly in that one video. Professor Inter, do you know there are 3 different types of satire? Oh, I just gotta ask my paper. Okay. Oh, if you say my interpretation of the episode is wrong, step to the author. My interpretation of the episode is valid on Mr. Inter's and yours.
Oh, yeah? How's season 6 of Pretty Pretty Pegasus?
Oh my gosh. Well, Butterbean and Sparkleface have to save King Jellybean, who's been frozen in cake frosting.
Also, haha, shut up with the brony jokes. You've already killed them. During the party, the clown gets here. Beast Boy and Cyborg watch the clown, but it fails to entertain.
Wait a minute. This clown is horrible.
Yeah, why are you doing lame kitty stuff?
I told you, you're too old for clowns.
You know, there are adults who do watch Teen Titans Go, unironically. I'm sure most of them have been very patient with me. I don't think they'd appreciate saying that they're too old to still be watching this.
And here's my main problem with this review. Mr. Inter takes this comedy show episode with all kinds of wrong.
No, it's him. This is not the way we remember his act.
Okay, the original Teen Titans still holds up perfectly. I've watched a couple of episodes yesterday and they were exactly the way I remember them. Except now as a fully functional adult, I can appreciate the work that went into them. Wait, what? I killed their whole argument? It's only been 30 seconds since they brought it up. Oh yeah, that's right, they built it on a straw man fallacy.
There's not an argument to begin with. The squamming thing is always a good push for a comedy show. It's not debate or argument for the likes of you.
This is a classic clown act. Look at the shoes, the nose, the makeup.
No way.
The funny thing is that classic cartoons such as the Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry are usually appreciated more by adults because they learn to have a respect for the forebears and can see their influences. If you showed a kid a classic Tom and Jerry or Looney Tunes short, they might think it's a little slow compared to certain cartoons that are going on today.
Clown is for kids.
Yes, clowns are for kids.
I get it. Teen Titans Go is for kids.
I guess you're not a kid or a squid.
You know, that's kind of the problem. I'll even drop the batshit stupid morals from the argument. And let's even ignore the fact that as a kid's show, Sophia the First is better than Teen Titans Go. A show that's interested in being silly and funny, targeted towards kids, that isn't focused on teaching morals. Why does that sound familiar?
Gumball, Ed and Eddie, The Original Billy Mandy, Camp Lazlo, Sicker Squirrel, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, adoy, SpongeBob SquarePants. The first 3 seasons still hold up. Children today can watch Pizza Delivery or Chocolate with Nuts and can still get what kids got out of it 10 years ago. Even under an adult's academic lens, they still hold up. It's actually still funny and enjoyable. They cared about writing smarter, and because they did that, they still have an audience to this day.
Workplace statement.
Clowns are way cooler.
They had depth and meaning.
Cartoons did. Cartoons still do. And if we're talking about the Joker, then clowns did too.
Clown is garbage. Kids today don't know what they're missing.
Yeah, that's one of those things that people used to say in the 90s when talking about the 70s and 80s. But now we're in the 2010s with people looking back at the 90s. The 2010s has been one of the best decades in animation in terms of appealing to both children and adults. No one says that anymore, except with shitty reboots like this.
Maybe we can fix him. Make him as cool as he used to be.
Clowns were never cool.
Hey, that attitude didn't stop the innovators of the 90s.
Clowns were never cool. You're letting nostalgia cloud your memory.
Star vs. the Forces of Evil is doing what you're trying to do and doing it a million times better. That show is newer than yours. Also, there were plenty of 90s shows that sucked or blah. I'm making a list of them right now.
Sorry, Mama, but we're making this clown cool again.
Hey, didn't they bring up a certain pony show in this episode whose makers went through a similar strand of logic, and that actually turned out amazingly well? And now we have a science montage, which ends with extremifying. Ooh, the edgy reboot argument. I don't get this one very often.
I never got the edgy argument, so skip.
We have an edgy clown.
Guys, this is wrong. You've taken something that's meant to be for kids and made it totally inappropriate, just so you can still enjoy something you should have outgrown.
Should I bring back the friendship is magic argument? Good God, for someone trying to strawman all of my arguments, it feels like I'm fighting against the strawmans of the arguments against me.
You're fighting an argument that is not there. Fuck, I'm gonna dirt some paper front to back.
That clown's not for children, and I'm worried what the influence of something like that could have on all kids' entertainment.
Let's talk about Ren and Stimpy. By many, it was known as not very appropriate for children. To compete with it, other networks began making rip-offs, more or less removing the limits on what people could or couldn't do in a kid's show. Because of that, with less censors, we got shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog or the Powerpuff Girls. Shows that were able to deal with harsher themes than cartoons had ever had. And they're both really well-loved and well-remembered to this day. Throughout the years, as people became more and more comfortable with the darker themes, we've been getting shows like Gravity Falls or Steven Universe. Do you want to talk about the influence of Batman the Animated Series? Your argument doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Your argument doesn't have a leg to stand on too.
Dastardly! If that clown has his way, all children's entertainment will be tainted.
I'm more worried about what children's entertainment would be like if you had it your way. Shudder ran down my spine.
I guess we lost sight of what made clowns cool in the first place.
We can't hold on to our childhood forever.
Yes, you can. Yes, you fucking can.
All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go.
Shows like Courage or Samurai Jack are made with such care and diligence that when people grow up with them, they look back on it and they get inspired. Maybe to tell their own stories, maybe to become animators, or maybe to just keep moving forward. When the kids today look back on Teen Titans Go, what will they think? I mean, people who regret 80s fashions don't really blame the fashions. And the irony is that when people don't hold on to their childhoods, instead of creating things like Gravity Falls or Steven Universe, they create things like Teen Titans Go. I still hold on to my childhood, and that makes me want to create cartoons, inspired from the ones when I was a child. The ones that still hold up, because as an adult, I can determine what works and what doesn't. And so many of them work. And that's just not a thing in animation. Think of all the spiritual successors in video games going around on the indie scene, because people hold fondly the games they played as children. If they didn't hold on to them, then these people wouldn't bother.
Wow, you sound like such a man-child, Mr. Inter. So, Mr. Inter, you're assuming the games like Shovel Knight, like Ukulele, are games are made from man-childs like you? Not really. Those games are really just made to feed off old retro trends, and made from man-childs like you.
Things change.
Yes, they do, and that can be a wonderful thing.
No, the only way to stop him is to remind him of who he truly is.
Yes, Cartoon Network, I'm calling to try and get Teen Titans Go cancelled. It seems to be under the illusion that its style and theories are the savior the cartoons need and can be the prevention of an art form maturing.
Please buy 5 new toys to
Lame.
continue this conversation.
Shit. Wait, this shouldn't work. According to this episode's logic, only kids are able to laugh at clowns, and the clown is not a child. Wouldn't making him edgy to the extreme stop him from laughing at stupid slapstick? Oh wait, it doesn't work anyway.
Children's entertainment is doomed!
Today's episode is brought to you by Irony, and Starfire kills the clown. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention another fallacy they brought up. Just because people want more cartoons that can appeal to adults, doesn't mean anyone is taking anything from kids. I mean, kids can still watch Friendship is Magic, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Gravity Falls, etc. But that's what this episode is, one giant fallacy.
Hell no. Not every fucking cartoon has to be a debate ground. It's a comedy show, not a PSA. Your point is faulty because of this.
Titans Go, I don't care that you make a kid's show. I care that you're bad at it, even under the apparently low standards of a kid's show. Yep, kids will watch anything. They'll also eat anything. Should we let them eat lead paint chips? Sure, teaching kids that girls are inherently better than boys, or that no one likes smart people, or that you should avoid responsibility isn't going to make the lives of kids any worse.
The show never tells the implication of any way, shape, or form. You're taking this crap way too seriously.
And I guess you want your kids constantly nagging you for Teen Titans Go toys. Kids might not have standards, which is why we need a little bit of extra care. We do this in all other areas of children's lives. What makes entertainment the exception?
Hey, Mr. Inter, do you remember when you viewed Castle Wiz and he complained about the pan control groups out of the 60s? Hey, why don't you start that today and going around to be head lead of the control cartoon and be my guest? And you wonder why people call you Soccer Mom? Yeah, this is a very bad review. I'm not defending this show entirely, but Mr. Inter really didn't get the point. He take that misstep way too far to the point he finally arguing that he's not even there. And plus, it's a comedy show and not supposed to be taken so seriously. He looked into this episode way too deeply, made his Hortai series way too deeply, and found implications that wasn't even implied. even if they are, it must be taken seriously. P.S. You'll be needing this.